Those films aren't better than Blade 1. What are you talking about?
It's been a long time since I've seen Blade 1, but those are two of the most satisfying
Okay, then we are okay.
experiences I've ever had.
Oh, then there's something wrong. I think you might have to reevaluate your position. So you heard that they're now looking for writers for Blade Reboot, right? That's what I heard anyway.
That they were looking for writers. That's such a very specific thing.
That's what I heard. I mean, look, the reason why I'm saying it is that I saw an article with Kevin Feige, the Marvel guy, and that they were trying to get writers for Blade Reboot. So, I mean, now it's like an official, like they're actually moving forward. That's the point I'm making. It's like now it's like, okay, now we already know Mashallah Ali is the guy. We already know Wesley Snipes isn't coming back, blah, 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 blah. But now that they're actually looking for writers, it means that they're actually putting the stuff together.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. But listen, my thing with that whole business is that I feel like Wesley Snipes should have got another run. Should have got another run.
I mean, yes, Wesley, or they should include Wesley in the film or the franchise in some way. But you know why Wesley's not getting another run, and you know why they're not going to include Wesley. They might eventually include Wesley in the franchise.
Sorry, why? Why do you think that is?
Why he's not getting another run?
Yeah.
Because Wesley's not a cat who's generally played the game, right? So, and he fell out of favor a couple of years ago, particularly when he was in court, and there was all about tax stuff, and there was just all this bad publicity around him, and he went to jail too. He's been able to maintain a career because he's Wesley Snipes, but for them to put him in a tent pole like that, they weren't going to do that.
I don't know, man. I disagree.
They were going to look for somebody new.
I disagree with that, man. I feel like it's really more about...
You disagree with why they did it?
Yeah, I really do. I think that it's more about his age.
So then why did they do it?
His age. I think his age. I just think that they want
That's part of it too?
They want to have... No, but I think that is the reason. I don't think it's all that other stuff. I'm like, the amount of fan favor the guy has in that role is so high that they wouldn't just do that. What I'm saying is that they're not going to lose anything.
A number of things about them not always seeing eye to eye the value of Wesley as Wesley sees his value in the project. And there were complications in Blade Trip, for example, when Ryan Reynolds joined there were complications when Ryan Reynolds joined the cast because of screen time, focus, things like that. So,
yeah, but do you know how trash that film was? He had every reason to be upset. What are we talking about? That film was a disgrace.
We're talking about what he does or doesn't have a right to feel. We're just talking about, usually, when people like Wesley Snipes have complications with the studio's not inclined to hand them a tempo.
Yeah, but that is... Okay, fine. Okay, fair enough. But I'm saying that a lot of people have also had things... Okay, look, fine. Fine.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that that's a different reason from... I don't think that the whole legal stuff and the court and the jail and all that business is the reason. I mean, okay, look, if you want to say he was difficult in that thing...
They all begin to use it as a baggage.
Okay, look, fine. They can say what they like. The points I'm saying here, okay, they can say whatever they want to say. Wesley Snipes should have had another ride because this is not the sort of movie... It's the strong... Blade 1 is the best Marvel film that there is, in my opinion. There is no better movie than that. They've not made a better movie than Blade 1. Name me one movie that's better than Blade 1 than Marvel. Iron Man?
Spider-Man's better.
No, get the hell out of here. What? Are you out of your mind? And second of all, what Spider-Man are you talking about? The Sony ones?
No, I'm talking about the original ones.
Yeah, those were the Sony ones.
Oh, yeah. 1 and 2?
Yeah, that was a Marvel. And those were not Marvel.
Okay, so, okay, you're right.
Yeah, and also, even if you count those films aren't better than Blade 1. What are you talking about?
It's been a long time since I've seen Blade 1, but those are two of the most satisfying
okay, then we are okay.
Experiences I've ever had.
Oh, then there's something wrong. I think you might have to reevaluate your position.
I love Blade, but
yeah, you might have to reevaluate. If you think the most satisfying, you know what? Everybody has a right to their own opinion. Everybody does. However, if you feel the most satisfying experience you've had is in
some of my most satisfying superhero film experiences definitely Superman 1 and 2. I mean Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Spider-Man 1 and 2. Wow, that says something, man. You know what? I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I did not know you felt that way. That's very disturbing. Very disturbing information. Because Spider-Man 1, like, I remember when I watched that, but I was like, okay, cheers. And then Spider-Man 2, the only thing I remember about Spider-Man 2 is almost having a fight in the cinema with the guy behind me who kept kicking my chair. That's literally the only thing I remember from Spider-Man. I remember that and, like, the train fight, which was quite cool.
I'm quite all right with the fact that you feel differently.
And there was this kid that this woman brought her kid into. Oh, no. I almost had a fight in the cinema in Sin City. In Sin City. It was in Sin City. It wasn't Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was when this woman brought a kid in, and this kid wouldn't shut his mouth. The guy talked through the whole, oh, mommy, what's this? Oh, what's that? What's going on? For the whole movie.
I mean, I had that kind of thing when I went to see John Q.
That was annoying as hell. And I'm like, lady, there are other people here. How can you have your kid just talk through the whole thing?
Yeah, mine was worse. I finally got this girl I've been pursuing for a minute to go on a date with me. We went to a movie, and we ended up sitting in front of these two black women who put their feet up on the chairs behind us and were like saying shit. And I was like, I'm gonna have to do something, aren't I? What am I gonna say to these two men? Yeah, it became one of those situations.
So you didn't say anything?
No, I had to. I was like, I finally got this girl to go out with me, and she doesn't play shit like that. So I was like, no, but I said something. They had an attitude, but it worked out.
Oh, no, mine, man. That Sin City one, man. That's one of the few times that I think I snapped because when I reacted, after I reacted, I then thought about what I did. And I was like, man, if I thought about that, I probably wouldn't have done that. Like, I literally stood up in the middle of the movie. I stood up in the middle of the movie. I think I grabbed his leg or something. It was so crazy. The reaction was so...
Had you asked him to stop?
Yeah, because I've been telling him. So it was a build-up of frustration. So my reaction was, and that was like, this is how guys get shot, man. Because if this guy, we could have shot me. Because my reaction was so aggressive. I literally stood up in the middle of the movie, grabbed his leg and said, listen, I told you, stop kicking my chair.
It was a kid though, right?
Grown guy.
Oh, it was a grown guy.
I would never do that to a kid. Come on, man, no. I wouldn't do that to a kid. But like, this was a grown guy. So what I'm saying is that it just showed...
I would do that to a kid.
Sorry?
I would definitely do it to a kid.
Nah,
I told you to stop the kid.
No, I wouldn't do that to a kid because then it's like, it could go so left. It could go left.
Tell a kid to do something and he's misbehaving? Oh, yeah.
Nah, it could go left. So it was a grown guy and I was like, and that's how I knew I'm like, and I'm not the way I am now because back then, man, this was like, I was like skinnier and like everything. So I'm like, if things really went the way they could have gone, I think his reaction was like, he was so shocked because the level of aggression in my voice was ridiculous. Like, the guy came with my friend, everybody was just shocked. It really looked like, okay, this is a fight, man, that this is about to break off. Because even me, when I sat back down, I was like, what am I doing? It was so aggressive. Like, imagine you're watching a movie and then somebody loud just says, I told you to stop kicking my chair, and grabbed his legs. It's too much.
But the guy was like, cool. He was just like, all right.
Oh, no, he just stopped. It was shocking. What I mean is, like, it could have gone two ways. Like, it could have really gone two ways. Like, it could have gone two ways because if the guy took offense to it, the way a lot of people would have, it could have just gone because of the level of... But the thing is, I've been asking him for so long, like, for the last, 20, 30... I was like, dude, man.
Right.
So it's sort of like partially... He knew. It was like, come on, you kick it. What are you doing? Anyway, look. Point is, after I saw Blade Trinity, which was a disgraceful film, I really felt that Wesley was hard done by. And I actually believe that these guys, you have a black hero, the guy, anti-hero. After Blade 1, they were like, this guy is too strong. I've never seen a hero like this in my life. To this date. This was a guy that when I'm watching him, I'm like, I'm scared. I'm seeing listen, I'm telling you, when Blade was on the block in part one, when I would see scenes with the vampires and I know Blade is coming, I'm like, guys, you better get out of here. If I were you, if I were you, I'd be like, get the hell out of here. Like, that energy, exactly, that's the energy you want. Whereby even the viewer is like, man, because the good thing about it is that they made it so difficult to kill vampires. The only person who could kill these guys with any level of ease was Blade in part one.
Right.
So when you saw Blade, you're like, oh, okay, you know what? This is it now, because these guys are strong. But if this guy can kill
That's why they would start the music before every scene. And like you see Blade, and then you do a shot of the guys, and then they start music. It's like
it was very, very bad. Yeah, no, I mean, look. So by the time that they brought part two, I'm like, listen, when you've shown us this part one, why does he automatically now have a whole team of people? Why are you giving this guy a whole squad? He doesn't need a squad. And then by part three, they
introduced other actors into the franchise.
No, you do one at a time at the most, man.
I'm saying that's what they were doing.
No, they brought a whole squad.
Yeah, Jessica Biel, Ryan.
No. That is part three. I'm talking about Blade 2. They brought an entire team.
Yeah, I don't remember Blade 2.
Ron Perlman, Donnie Yen, all these guys were coming in there. They had like 6 guys. It was ridiculous. So what I'm saying is that this guy was having teammates from part 2. And I'm saying that, listen, there's no other superhero movie I've seen whereby by the second movie, they're giving this guy a squad. What other movie have you seen like that? Iron Man didn't. They just give you one guy. And even when they give you one guy, they make it categorically clear that this guy is the biggest guy on the block, the main character. But for some reason, they were like watering down Blade from part 2. Listen, man, I have a lot to say about that because I'm just
I don't remember. I don't remember those movies that
yeah, well, that's what was going down. So, for me, I'm like, this guy's got hard done by. And I feel like when you're making a reboot, you can at least hand over the torch. At least hand over the torch.
They won't.
Put him in the movie.
Like Wesley enough to do that, and maybe they will.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll
okay. All right, fine. That's. I'll leave it at that. All right.
Maybe we'll get surprised. Maybe Mahershala will demand it.
It's not happening. Anyway. All right.